Hello and welcome back to the Slasher Siblings podcast. I am your host Hayden. This is my co-host
Cicely.
And this week we're talking about Krampus. It was made in 2015. It's PG-13, an hour and 38 minutes. It got a 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb. That's kind of low.
Yeah, it's kind of low.
For people that don't know what it's about a boy who has a bad Christmas accidentally summons a festive demon to his family home. Do you want to start telling everyone what you liked about the movie?
Yeah, so I just really like this movie. I like how it starts out like a normal Christmas movie and then like escalates really quickly. But I love like Max. I think he's so cute, right? And when they start reading his note to Santa,
I just want mom and dad to fall in love again and stuff.
I was like, why are you going?
I wish things weren't so hard for
It was making me
Uncle
so
Howard
sad.
and Aunt Linda or whatever her name was.
Then he said about the girls. The dad wanting the girls to be boys. I
Wishing
thought that
they
was
were
funny.
boys, that was funny.
That was funny. I just like how it starts out really cute.
Yeah.
I've never seen this movie before I watched it.
Yeah.
So this was my first impression. But I really like it. I like how it's very Christmassy. There's so much to say about it. I did not expect it to be as like freaky as it turned out to be. I didn't expect the like creatures to be so creepy.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that there was like a literal like porcelain doll. There should have been a warning at the start of the movie.
There's a porcelain
that
doll
there
in the movie.
are like there's so many. They're all like porcelain. They're all coming to life. Did you know about them? Did you watch this before?
Yeah, I've seen this
You
before.
should have told me because I did not. I was not ready for that.
Porcelain was a freaky thing.
Oh my
for
god. Ugh. You don't remember when I swore that one porcelain doll was like watching me
Trying
in
to
my
eat you.
room and I literally like threw it in the attic. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that. No.
But I guarantee you it's still up there. It's a porcelain doll and she has brown curly hair. I think she's
So
wearing
if
a
we
yellow
go through
dress.
the attic, we can throw it away.
I guarantee you she's still up there. She's freaky. I was like, she's watching me. She's alive. Like, why did I think that? That's when
The
my room was like
Conjuring,
still
probably?
pink. No, my room was still pink. So that was a long time ago. Anyway, I think everything in the movie, I'm just cracking up because the mom is so funny. The way she reacts to things, like she just starts screaming.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my god. I'm like, that's literally me. That would literally be me to any of these situations. Like,
That's the same mom from like Hereditary too.
Yeah.
She's a very good actress.
She's great. I love her. But when the clown, the porcelain clown, like turned around, she just starts fucking screaming. And I'm like, girl, I feel you. I'd be shitting my pants. That was probably like, I think not to get into it too early, but the worst part of the movie for me was when the porcelain doll with like blonde curly hair jumped on the mom and her tongue stuck out. It started like wiggling.
Yeah.
I got a literal spot, like a chill down my spine. I was like, that is so... If that happened to me, I would shit a brick. But it did... I really liked it. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did. Everything that happened, I was like, what? What the fuck? So, yeah. What'd you think?
I really enjoyed this movie too. The first time and this time that I watched it. It's not a, top tier movie or anything. It's not perfect by any means, but...
No, but it was really good.
It was. I thought so. I think it had a hilarious opening with the whole Black Friday rush and normal Christmas family
Oh, yeah,
thing.
that was great.
I thought that was hilarious where they were just charging in the store and beating the crap out of each other. That happens.
That'll happen.
That happens
Yeah.
during Black Friday, so kind of funny. I thought that the cookies that Omi was making towards the beginning looked amazing.
Oh, yeah. In the creme brulee.
I read that those cookies are like actual like traditional Austrian pastries for Christmas and stuff, I
nice.
guess.
I thought the house was really cute.
And the house was shaking because of the vehicle, the
Yeah,
Hummer. I
I
thought that
know.
was really funny that it was such a big and loud vehicle that the whole house was shaking with them just approaching. I thought when Aunt Dorothy showed up was really funny.
Yeah.
The mom was just like, what the hell are you doing here? And she's like,
I'm sorry.
well, you never come to see me. Well, maybe there's a reason for that.
Yeah, I thought that was funny too.
The Santa letter, like you said, was really funny.
Oh, yeah.
My dad does not wish we were boys.
I know.
Like, everything that they did in the movie made it seem like the dad wanted them to be boys, for sure. So, yes, he was correct. And he kind of deserved it. I mean, you sit there calling him Maxi Pad for one thing.
Exactly.
And you're obviously mean to him, so you deserved a little payback. After that scene where they read out the letter and they start fighting and all that stuff, he's fighting to get the letter back, and then he runs up to his room. I like the scene where the dad comes in and he's sitting on the bed having a conversation with him. It just shows that, you know, he's a very caring dad trying to do what he can for his kids.
It's because you know who that is, right?
Adam
That
Scott,
actor.
yeah.
It's nice to see him be that way, because in Step Brothers
He was an ass.
he
Yeah.
was totally different.
He was the jerk brother.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's nice. That's refreshing.
Well, you haven't seen Parks and Rec?
Yeah, I've seen Parks and Rec, but also, who is... Okay, all I can say is, what's the actor's name? That's Todd Packer. Do you know his name?
Yeah, but I'm blanking on it at the second.
That's how I referred to him the whole movie. I was like,
Todd Packer.
Todd Packer.
Yeah. Oh, I know his name, but I can't remember at the moment. I like the scene where he was ripping up the letter and tossing it out the window. When he tosses it out the window and it kind of backs up. I guess it's kind of like a foreshadow, but it kind of like looks like a snow globe.
Yeah.
To me, when you're looking at the house from outside or whatever, kind of looks like they're already in a snow globe before the ending, which is kind of cool. Unless it's like more than just reliving Christmas, they're reliving Christmas Eve and day or something. But I thought the bag on the doorstep was really cool. That whole scene where the mailman shows up to drop off a couple things and Krampus's sack is already sitting on the doorstep. And then I also like the first look at Krampus when you see him up on the roof and you can see his horns and his...
He's freaky looking.
Yeah, he's kind of creepy looking.
I have a note that says, Krampus freaky.
Krampus freaky. Exactly.
It's literally all it says.
He was very well done in this movie. The costume, it was very creepy.
Oh, yeah. I think all the costumes, every single one. The only thing that didn't scare me was the gingerbread man.
Yeah.
But thank you, because I needed something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I needed a little bit of like...
I guess the cookies were stop motion, I guess.
Oh, really?
That's what I think I read. It didn't say specifically what was stop motion, but I think that the cookies were. That's what I got from like context and stuff. But I also like that you can tell that Omi knows what's about to happen.
Oh yeah, she knows.
Like there's a scene before she tells that story. Well, a lot of scenes before she tells the story, but like in that scene right before she's telling the story of Krampus and what happened to her family, you can tell that she's like picking up the clues.
I feel like she already knew about it before.
Well, she did, because Krampus took her family.
Yeah, but like as soon as the storm started, she was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, she knew right away. I think that Hummer's badass.
Oh yeah, it's pretty sick.
He just goes in the back and pulls out this like toolbox full of guns. Yeah, it was so cool. I thought that was awesome. But in that same scene when they're looking for the daughter and they go into her boyfriend's house and there's that knife in that gingerbread man. That would be pretty creepy to walk into someone's house that's empty after this creepy storm started out of nowhere and you just see a knife and a gingerbread man.
Yeah.
I would be pretty creeped out.
Especially if your daughter's supposed to be there.
Especially if your
And
daughter's
she's
supposed to be
not.
there. There's some psycho in the house stabbing gingerbread into the fridge and your daughter and her boyfriend are nowhere to be found. That's creepy. I also like and don't like Howard's bite scene. When he gets bit on his leg. I don't like it because I feel bad because he's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I also like it because the bite looked like really good. Like the blood and the teeth marks into his leg and stuff. It was pretty cool effects.
He said, oh yeah, it's probably a bear trap. And the little boy's like, we don't have bears.
We don't have bears here. Just take it is what he said.
Yeah.
You don't need to know what's actually going on out here.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that the snowmen keep getting creepier outside. They keep making more and more snowmen. And like each time you see a new snowman, it's like creepier in some way. Like the snow's black or the face is kind of melting or like the arms are weird or it has some like weird clothes on or something. It was like so cool to see snowmen getting creepier and creepier as the movie goes on.
It's a nice little detail.
I also like the fire is low scene when the fire starts going out and Howie Jr. gets sucked up the chimney.
Oh my god.
I thought that scene was...
When the hook starts coming down the chimney, I was like, oh my god, what is this? And then there's a little gingerbread man attached to it. I was like, what?
I thought it was funny when he took a bite out of the gingerbread man.
Yeah.
And then the gingerbread starts screaming. I thought that scene was really funny. Hallie started screaming too, but
I thought that was funny too.
The gingerbread man was just sitting there, and then he realized he took a bite out of his head, and he just started screaming. I thought that was just hilarious.
Anytime I see like those gingerbread men, I can't help think of Shrek.
Oh, not the gumdrop buttons.
The Muffin Man! The Muffin Man!
I thought that the Krampus story from Omi was really cool. The animation style kind of
I was gonna say.
Kind of looked like a comic book, sort of.
It was really cool.
Yeah, it was a really well done.
Reminded me a little bit of Coraline.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it does.
I was like, oh, that's cute.
I thought that scene was really cool. Even though I feel bad for Omi in the story, like her parents were taken and all that other stuff, it was still really cool to see that kind of change in effects. Like, you got the live action and the animation of the gingerbread and stuff, but like that story section was a real cool change of animation. They did it really well, is what I'm trying to say. Thought that the toy jester, the porcelain jester, was really cool. Really freaky, and him eating the kid was
terrifying.
Yeah, that was really
that was awful.
Yeah, that's a wild scene.
Like when his mouth drops open and it's like all teeth.
Kind of looks like a Demogorgon mouth,
like
almost.
Pennywise.
Yeah.
Looks like a Pennywise mouth. Like,
yeah.
I was like, oh no, this is gonna scare me for a little bit.
I thought that whole battle scene was pretty cool. I mean, yeah, they were getting attacked by a bunch of things, but like Linda was like ripping things apart, which was badass. And she grabbed that axe and nearly went through the floorboard. She did go through a couple of the floorboards trying to hit the toy box, the Jack in a Box thing, which I thought she was a pretty cool character. She's just smacking these toys left and right before, the Jack in a Box gets away or whatever.
I have a note. It says he was like crawling through the vent. My note, it has it in capital letters. Crawling through the vent.
Oh, yeah.
When I was watching that, I was like, this is nasty.
Could you imagine hearing that in your house? Just hearing on.
Could you imagine that coming after you in a vent?
No.
I would just lay there and let him kill me. Like, you're not chasing me through a vent.
Then they sent Rosie up.
The hardest I laughed in this whole movie is when Todd Packer, what's his name?
His real name? I don't know.
In the movie, what was his?
Howard.
Howard was trying to get Rosie to like
come with him.
Help him.
Yeah.
And he called her a useless turd. I had to rewind it and watch it again because I laughed so hard. I was like, I literally say the same thing to Echo.
Except when he will, if he hears like a noise, he acts like it's like life or death.
He'll protect, but I feel like in any other situation, I'm like, yeah, I've said that before.
Yeah, no, sending Rosie up the vent was kind of funny. I mean, it ended up not doing anything. He still got out anyway.
Useless turd.
Yeah, I wrote down Linda's pretty awesome, but I already said that, and I said that she was pretty badass. It was kind of like a terrifying switch ending too. So like when you thought that the movie was over, and so there was that whole big battle with like him being held over the lava and all that other stuff. He's trying to get the family back and all that other stuff, but he was begging Krampus to like just let it go back to how it used to be or whatever. And for a minute you actually thought that he did. So it was like a really creepy switch ending where all of a sudden they were fighting Krampus, and then the next second he wakes up like it was a dream.
Yeah.
And I like that because it gives you like this sense of like security, like
okay,
movie's over, they're okay, that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden he gets the bell as a present, and it shows the true ending.
Yeah.
They were actually
pans out, they're in a snow globe.
They were actually taken by Krampus to relive Christmas every single day of their lives.
When I saw that they were in a snow globe, I was like, shut the fuck up.
Yep, now they have to relive Christmas every single day. Which
can't be that bad.
Yeah, but like...
But still,
getting that bell as a present and having to remember what you went through every day for the rest of your life, that's one kind of eternity, isn't it?
Literally. I would not be very happy if that happened to me.
No, that would be a pretty shitty way to relive Christmas every single day.
Yeah.
Just remembering what actually happened, all the terrifying shit that happened to you.
The gingerbread man on fire when they were running towards him. Oh, the staple gun.
Yeah.
How about the staple gun? Wasn't Wasn't that funny?
Yeah, that was pretty
Like, they
funny.
were all just, like, lined up around that thing, shooting staples at poor
Howard, and he was like, he got hit with a couple and he held the cutting
the thing
board.
up. I thought that was funny. But and then I had the dog ate the gingerbread man. Go her.
Yeah, that part was pretty funny. He thought he was gonna get stabbed in the face, and
she ate him. Good pull. The mom got hung by the Christmas lights.
Yeah.
That was freaky.
Yeah.
I feel like she's always just getting fucked up in these movies.
Yeah, she really is. That's what I was telling my nephew whenever we were watching this. He wanted to watch it with me.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the same mom from Hereditary, and I swear, every horror movie she's in, she just gets tortured.
Yeah.
No matter what she does.
Like that doll was in her face with the nasty ass little tongue.
Yeah, and getting strangled by the lights and everything.
I don't know why that bothered me so much. Be a clown or a
One
jester,
of my fear facts will explain
thing?
why you're creeped out so much by it.
Okay. Well, I am. Is it a clown or a jester? Are they the same? The one that was in the vent, was he a jester?
You can call them the same thing, but they're different.
What is he?
He was a jester.
Okay, so the jester, he also had a tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And it was disgusting. And wet.
Yeah, tongues are usually wet.
But it was so wet. I was like, that is so gross. If I saw any doll come to life and it had a tongue, you got me.
You got me.
You got me.
That's my...
Just kill me now.
Yep,
We're
that's
done.
my turning point.
We're done here. I'm clocking out.
Clocking out. These are my fear facts for this episode. The original release date was November 25th, but they released it on December 4th to coincide with the Austrian folklore around Krampus. It's on December 4th. Well, it's on December 5th. Krampusnacht, I think that's how you say it. It's like celebrating Krampus coming and punishing naughty kids and stuff. So they tried to release it on the same day.
Yeah.
I don't know the definite reason behind it. It didn't say, but they actually full on made a point to show like a normal Christmas movie in the beginning and then have it turn bad all of a sudden.
Yeah.
They wanted them to have a normal Christmas like everyone else does, but then it turned to shit real quick.
Real quick.
They made a point of like...
As soon as that daughter left.
Yeah, it was pretty much as soon as the daughter left. They wanted like to really reinforce.
They found her.
They didn't, did they?
I thought they did.
They just heard her voice outside. The Krampus and the toys were calling them outside so they could eat them.
Okay, maybe that's why I thought they did.
Yeah, but they made a point just to make it kind of lower your defenses, I guess maybe would be the reason.
Provide some comfort.
There's two fear facts on here. They kind of coincide with each other. The snow that you saw was actually made out of diapers.
Oh.
Yeah, so that wasn't real snow or anything. It was just diapers.
Okay.
And the other one that kind of coincides with it is that they were all barefoot in the snow because the silicone would just suck the shoes right off their feet. I don't know what it was that when they were walking through, their shoes would just come off, so they were just all barefoot while they were walking in the snow. That's kind of like a interesting... You wouldn't know unless someone told you that.
Yeah.
You can't tell in the movie that they're barefoot, obviously. And you also wouldn't know that the snow is diapers unless someone told you to. Krampus is wearing a mask. That mask is just, for me, it kind of looks like Santa's face.
Yeah,
he was wearing Santa's face. Yeah, he's wearing a person's face that looks like Santa. Which it's kind of a
very
creepy look, like when he has like his tongue sticking out of that mouth, and cause he's a goat man underneath, and he just has this face like hanging off of his own face. It's a really creepy thing. This is intended to be a family horror movie.
Right.
So like the gingerbread men were added in there more for kids rather than
What did you
adults.
say the rating was?
PG-13.
There's just no way.
What? They meant this to be like a horror movie for a family on Christmas. I don't know if I would think, oh, it's Christmas time, let's watch some horror movies.
Watch some Krampus.
That's a good idea. I don't know, but if
that was not PG-13, okay?
I mean,
maybe the gingerbread men made it PG-13, but for me that was rated R. That was so freaky.
Yeah, it's a pretty creepy movie, to be fair. The actors and actresses didn't see the creatures before the scenes where they were getting attacked by them.
Oh god.
So the reactions were real as to seeing like the porcelain angel and the jester eating them and the robot stabbing him and stuff. He was wearing a harness underneath his clothes, by the way. And it was just someone with a remote control stabbing him. But none of them actually saw the creatures ahead of time. So they gave their real reactions, obviously. And then they had to, like, in the moment, pretend like they were being choked by...
scary ass doll that they just...
Exactly. And they just saw for the first time 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, I'd be shitting my pants, too.
Krampus, in the movie and, like, in the real German folklore, and is not anti-Santa. In the folklore, folklore, he was like following Santa around, and Santa wouldn't have to give bad kids coal if he had a giant goat man going around with him and punishing the bad kids, the naughty kids. So he would just take Krampus with him, and he would punish the naughty kids. Santa would give gifts to the nice kids. That's kind of like a creepy fear fact to go out on.
Yeah, get kids to be good.
Yeah, kind of like
Pretty
a
much.
yeah, basically.
That makes sense. It's gotta be one of those, right?
Plus, in old German fairy tales, there was a lot of that kind of stuff. Like, there's a story about if you suck on your thumb past this certain age, like there's a creature that'll come and cut your thumbs off.
Oh my god.
Or something. Like there's like old stories like that they do all the time.
That's awful.
Do you have anything?
There was one point where the baby was just sitting on the floor. Nobody was helping it. You remember that?
It was just by itself.
Yeah, I was like, somebody pick up that fucking baby right now. But I guess she was fine, right?
Yeah.
She had the cutest little toboggan on. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh,
but
she
so technically, I guess, wasn't fine because she ended up getting taken by Krampus too.
Yeah.
Technically. But I think if they would have shown the baby,
that would have been rated R.
That would have made it rated R.
Yeah, I think so too. When all the creatures started like bursting through the windows.
Yeah.
That was freaky.
Yeah, that was all the elves coming in.
Yep, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I kind of figured you didn't.
It's like, and then they all just kind of stood there, like they gave up.
Yeah, pretty much.
I was like, guys. Nah, I'm just kidding. I would have done the same thing, so that's fine. What about the snow sinkhole?
The lava pit?
Like how they were just sinking into the snow and then getting like
grabbed by that creature.
Yeah.
I think it was that jester. Wouldn't that make sense?
Oh, that's so much worse.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not like that. And then the literal pit to hell.
Yeah.
But he gave him his note back before he pushed him in.
True.
I thought that was kind of nice.
Well, that was showing
cute.
him like why he came and did all this was because he threw the note outside and made a wish that he wanted everything to go back the way it was.
Yeah.
I do have one like goof, I guess you could say. It's the goof section of IMDb. I don't really care about like continuity errors too much unless it's like really blatant. Like there was one about like Max got punched in the eye and there was a bruise starting to form, and then like in a couple scenes later the bruise is gone. I don't really care about that too much. But this one, at 1 hour 6 minutes and 29 seconds, a crew member in a white shirt can be seen in the bottom center left of the screen.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I kind of think that the crew and cameras being visible in movies is kind of funny because like that is something that you can avoid.
What is it? 1 hour 6?
1 hour 6 minutes and 29 seconds.
I thought all the creatures at the end of the movie, it was kind of funny. They're all just like looking into the camera.
Yeah, that's true. Almost all of the creatures were real creepy and funny.
Where did they say he was?
The bottom center left of the screen.
I didn't see him. 1 hour 6 minutes?
1 hour 6 minutes 29 seconds.
Either way,
I'm
sure he's in there somewhere.
If you might have to search a little bit.
We'll have to
search for him and see if we find him. But I think those are really funny.
A picture of him.
Yeah, we'll take a picture of him, put him on the Facebook or something, if we find him. I always think you seeing the crew in the movie is always kind of funny, because that's something that you can actually avoid and have control over. Sometimes the writing kind of gives you continuity errors and stuff like that, but that's something you can't help too much, but you can. The crew being in the movie is something that you could always avoid.
Yeah.
You know, keep the actors in the movie. The crew and that visible camera shouldn't be there, and it's always funny when they are, because it's like almost blatantly obvious. Yeah, we'll end up finding it at some point.
I'll look for it all day.
Yeah, I really like this movie. I gave it a 7 out of 10 because 6 was too low, and it's not like a perfect movie.
Yeah.
It's a decent horror movie, but as for like Christmas time, let's watch Krampus. It's not really. It's definitely the best one out of all the Krampus movies. There's like 50 different Krampus movies, and none of them are good except really this one. Obviously, I didn't watch them all. I watched a couple, and they were terrible. But I thought that this was a pretty decent movie. Some of the lore from my knowledge of the Krampus folklore was pretty accurate. Obviously, it's not exact, but Krampus looked pretty good. Like if you look up a picture of Krampus, he's a goat man, you know. I mean, yeah, he had, you know, Santa's coat on and that face on his face, but like he was a big, you know, black goat man with hooves and a tail and a long tongue and all the folklore and everything. And the story is pretty accurate to where he does come and punish like naughty children. And if you think about it, everyone but Max was naughty in that movie in some way. Like the dad didn't sacrifice, you know, work for Christmas, and Aunt Dorothy's kind of mean, and Howard's kids are awful.
The baby is just awful.
Yeah, the baby's awful. No.
She's the fucking worst.
Linda was kind of mean towards her sister.
Uh-huh.
And kind of nice, I guess. Howard was always mean to the dad, and
everybody was just being naughty.
The mom was mean to Aunt Dorothy, and Max was kind of the only one that was really truly nice to everyone. He at least tried. Everyone was kind of stuck in their prejudice, I guess you could say. So it kind of makes sense that Max was the one that didn't get taken. And I guess for Omi, Krampus would have taken her eventually. Just like came back and taken her. So
makes sense.
But I really liked the special effects were really cool. You know, everyone getting beaten by the creatures, and Howard's bite looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Obviously, the gingerbread cookies were kind of childish. I mean, this was meant to be.
I needed them though.
Yeah, you
they
might
got me through the movie.
Yeah, but like they were kind of childish, even though it was supposed to be a family horror film. But it was kind of like a break in the creepiness, I guess you could say. They were still creepy in their own way, but it wasn't like not like the porcelain dolls, like you said. They were definitely way creepier than gingerbread. And it was kind of like a comedic relief.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit.
That's why I needed it. That's why I respect them.
Yeah.
And I gave this an 8 out of 10. Because it surprised me. I liked it way more than I thought I was going to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't have any, like...
expectations.
Yeah, no. I've never even watched a trailer. Like, I didn't even know who was in the movie.
Oh, okay.
So then, when I
watched
it,
they picked a good cast.
They did. It was really good. Then once I watched it, I was like, oh,
that's not so bad.
Really kind of dig this. And it did... It I don't know why, but it really freaked me out. Like, all the porcelain, that just freaked... What were you going to say about the tongue?
About the tongue?
Say why it freaks me out so much?
Oh, I just meant the porcelain doll, because that was the genuine reaction of everyone. You probably, saw how they were reacting. Like, yeah, this is way creepier. Because they were actually creeped out by it.
Ew, I
that was
can't
their
stop
first time seeing
thinking
it.
about it. When her little tongue pops out, and it's, like, wiggling. I literally felt that.
Well, that scene we were just watching, looking for the crew member... of the angel thing sitting up on the roof, and they shine the light up there. I couldn't imagine.
Oh, I would die.
That would be so creepy seeing that in my attic like
Just
that.
Just thinking about it gives me the chills.
Yeah, that's so creepy.
But I gave it an 8 because thumbs up. I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah,
good job.
It's not, like I said, not like a perfect movie, obviously.
No, but it was.
But like the budget was $15 million, and I imagine the actors they had in the movie probably sucked up most of it. Because I mean, Adam Scott was pretty famous at this point. I mean, the dude who plays Todd Packer, I can't remember his name. I don't know, but
and the mom.
Those three there were pretty, popular in their own right. Aunt Dorothy, I know I've seen her in a bunch of movies before, so she was pretty popular too. Pretty much the rest of the cast were still like not as popular as like Adam Scott. Like everyone knows him from Step Brothers and stuff. Parks and Rec, which I think came out 2 years. Parks and Rec came out not 2 years, a couple years before this movie, like 2003 or something. I can't remember what the year was. It was after The Office, so Office was done in 2009.
Yeah, I think so.
So it was like probably 7 or 8 or something like that. I don't remember. I'll look it up after we're done recording. But I feel like the actors probably sucked up most of the budget.
Yeah.
But like they spent the rest and had some pretty good effects. I mean, a lot of the sounds in the movie were royalty-free sounds. Like you can hear like the Wilhelm scream. You can, like, when Howie gets sucked up the chimney, you can hear, like, that common bonk that you hear in, like, every movie. I feel like most of the budget went towards the actors, and then some of the special effects that they had were probably pretty expensive to recreate over and over again, too.
Oh, yeah, you'd think so.
Krampus's suit was pretty freaky, so that probably...
Krampus freaky.
The way that they did that suit probably sucked up a pretty good amount of the budget, too, but all in all, the movie was... at the very least decent.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty good movie. I don't think, like I said, it's perfect or anything, but yeah, I like the special effects. I like the actors. Adam Scott, Todd Packer, and the mom were all excellent. They were all really, really good. Yeah, I think it deserves between 7 and 8 somewhere.
Yeah, I think so too. We're on the same page.
I feel like everyone should give it a watch. At least watch it once.
Yeah, watch it once. I might watch it again.
I wouldn't expect anyone to like watch it every year at Christmas or anything like that, but at least give it one watch during the month of December at some point.
Check it out, yeah.
It's at least good enough to give your honest thoughts before Christmas. You have anything else you want to say?
Nope. I liked it. It
It
got
did
the
its
job.
job. Yep.
Got the job done.
Well, that's all we have for this week.
Okay.
Next week, we're going to be watching Violent Night in theaters with David Harbour. We're going to go to the theater and watch it and then come here and tell you what we think about it. Comes out December 3rd. We're currently 1 week ahead on episodes, thankfully, so we have a little cushion in case somebody gets sick or vacation or something like that. So we're a little bit ahead here, but we're going to watch Violent Night and give you our honest review about it. I hope it's good.
I'm sure it'll be good.
The trailer looks like it'll be good.
Yeah, it looks pretty dope.
And plus, David Harbour is pretty awesome.
That's enough for me.
Yeah, that's enough for me to even want to go see it.
And we would just like to thank everyone who listens to us every week and who we were the top podcast for some of our fans. And we just want you to share and keep listening to our podcast because we really appreciate it.
So, okay, that's all we got for this week. We'll talk to you next week with Violent Night, and we'll catch you later.
Catch you later.